Stockholm, these friends are having a Eurovision evening. Every few weeks, they get together and listen and vote on songs from a given year. Tonight, it's 1999. One of the 5 times has won the Eurovision Song Contest. But for these 3 Swedish and 1 British die-hard Eurovision fans, the real moment is just days away when they will attend this year's Eurovision Song Contest in Malmö, Sweden.
Lying high together on a journey to the stars. Won't you take me to your heaven, to your heart?
Yay!
It's so interesting to see, well, what does it look like, this country's culture this year? What is the best they're sending this year? Because that's what they're doing, most of them. This is what they want to offer, this is what they want to show Europe.
Eurovision embraces so many different types. I like it for the great songwriting involved, others like it for the great party atmosphere, others like it for the different styles of music that take place and are unique to the contest.
It all started with Abba for me in 1974. I felt proud, of course, because I think, Sweden is not a big country. The population is small, I mean. And we are still the 3rd country in the world, I think, according to per capita, in producing pop songs.
Abba kind of brought a boost to the whole competition, maybe, and made it more modern and more into pop music than before. So it's Eurovision before and after Abba.
Abba shot to fame in 1974 when they won the Eurovision Song Contest. They became almost as famous for their sequined outfits as for their pop songs. And there's little doubt they added a whole new dimension for the Eurovision Contest, one of Europe's oldest television programs. Does the Eurovision Song Contest still have a place in today's sort of global, fast-speed, high-tech world?
The impact these days, I think, is less than it used to be. And Eurovision is of various importance in various countries. I think Sweden is still very important. But if you want to launch a career, very few people succeed through Eurovision. And I think, we lived through that we had to fight that. It's a good TV show. Doesn't mean that the songs necessarily are, really good, but it's a good TV show. I wish it would be more about the songs, because it used to be about the songs.
In 1956, 7 countries participated in the first Eurovision Song Contest. The European Broadcasting Union, better known as Eurovision, had decided a Europe still rebuilding itself after the war could come together through music. By the 70s and 80s, the number of participants had more than tripled. Abba had left its mark. Pop songs and sparkling sequin outfits were the norm. And while voting and other rules may have changed over the years, a long-standing tradition is that the winner is always next year's host country. But with some 40 countries now participating, thanks in large part to the presence of Eastern European and former Soviet countries, critics argue the kitsch is getting too costly. But organizers say the contest is just the mirror of an ever-changing Europe.
I think that's probably symbolic of Europe. That's who we are, and that's what the European Broadcasting Union is. But the question is, what is big? It's fine, in my opinion, if it's big. If you're a viewer, I think it should be big. It is the biggest entertainment show in the world. But that doesn't mean that you cannot do the show, produce the show sort of in a sustainable way.
Keeping the cost down may be a hard act to follow, especially when countries such as Russia or Azerbaijan last year spent an estimated 150 million euros hosting it. But does all this kitsch and camp have to cost so much? David Goodman is a radio presenter. He's also been to 8 Eurovision Song Contests, and of course he's going to Sweden. He says Eurovision is still good value for the money.
It's very kitsch. It's a competition and it's a TV show. So you combine the two things and you have to appeal to a huge number of people in very diverse cultures, in different countries, in 3 minutes. But underneath all that, you've got the politics, you've got the geopolitical nature of the song contest. Everyone has a different reason for being there. The old Western countries are still there because of heritage. The new Eastern countries are there because they want to stamp their identity. They want to present themselves to a wider European audience. So you mix all that, the geopolitics, with the kitsch, and you have the most fantastic entertainment and a really, really unique, special television programme.
Richard Herrey and his brothers won the Eurovision Song Contest for Sweden in 1984. He says the win launched their career. They made 4 albums and were the first Swedish band to tour the former Soviet Union in 1985. But unlike Abba, they sang in Swedish. Richard says he's proud that today's Swedish songwriters produce a lot for American artists. They also write a lot for Eurovision. Last year, 1/3 of the songs were written by Swedes. Something Richard believes is not in tune with the true spirit of the contest.
I think the whole idea should be that you should have artists and writers from your own country performing and competing. It's sort of the Eurovision idea that all different countries contribute with their culture and with their artists and their songwriters, and we come together. I kind of think it loses its meaning when the Swedish or Norwegian or whatever write the songs for Georgia or for Macedonia or something. It sort of makes it a little strange.
Nästa vecka drar Eurovision Song Contest igång.
Strange or not, this year's Eurovision contest is expected to draw 250 million television viewers. Caroline Noren has covered the song contest for Swedish radio since 1999.
I think it's good that this year Sweden is trying to make it smaller, because I think otherwise it would have been a problem for if a country with not so good economics would win, they wouldn't be able to produce it. So I think it's quite good to get it a bit smaller and focus on the songs and not so much the big events or the big parties, or like in Baku last year when they built new houses just for the competition. So not so much a show-off, but a good show.
Whether a show-off or a good show, for these fans, Eurovision is about much more than just a song.